Welcome back to Ancient Signals, that flickering liminal space between what we know and what we aren't supposed to. In our last episode, the dam broke. After 50 years of enforced silence, the deathbed confession of Walter Finch shattered the Roswell cover-up from the inside. He confirmed the ship, he confirmed the bodies, he confirmed the lie. For Elias Thorne, the fugitive soldier, the mission was finally complete. He had the irrefutable proof, Finch's recorded testimony, the alien artifact, and the biological sample. But the war for history was just beginning. General Blackwood's fortress of lies had been breached, but the truth still needed a voice loud enough to echo around the world. Thorne now had the bullet. He needed the cannon. He walked into the heart of the beast, the engine room of public opinion, the New York Chronicle. He found a senior editor, a man whose cynicism was legendary, a gatekeeper who had heard every conspiracy theory imaginable. Elias Thorne placed 50 years of truth on his desk, the artifact, and the tape. This, Elias said, his voice gravelly with the weight of decades, is the story of your life. It's the story of everyone's life. The tape plays, and the voice of a ghost, Walter Finch, fills the stunned newsroom. He doesn't theorize. He testifies. He names the names, Blackwood, Blanchard. He describes the hangar, the ship, seamless and otherworldly. He describes the bodies, small and fragile. He describes the cover-up, the threats, the burden of complicity he carried for 50 agonizing years. This isn't a theory from a book. It's a primary source account. Irrefutable, chilling. The confession is damning, but the artifact is proof. Tangible, physical evidence sitting right there on the desk, humming with unknown energy. Elias confirms its origin, linking it directly to Finch's testimony. The editor-in-chief, a man who thought he'd seen everything, knows this is different. This isn't just news. This is history. He makes the call. The dam breaks. The single biggest story in human history hits the streets, carried by ink and paper, then by radio waves, then by television signals. The truth, suppressed for half a century, is finally free. Elias Thorne, the keeper of the flame, disappears back into the anonymity he has known for so long. His part is played. The world wakes up to a new reality. Roswell, the deathbed confession, we have the proof. It's an avalanche. It dominates every news cycle, every conversation. The carefully constructed Project Mogul lie, the fortress built by Blackwood over decades, is shattered in an instant. The public, fed excuses for 50 years, finally has the testimony, the names, the details. They finally have a truth that feels real. The machine Blackwood built reels in shock. The Pentagon is blindsided. Decades of denial evaporate overnight. The official story is dead. They have no response, no contingency for the truth actually getting out. And the architect of the lie, General Alistair Blackwood, now a frail relic clinging to the vestiges of power, can only watch impotently as his life's work, a fortress of secrecy built over 50 years, meticulously constructed and ruthlessly maintained, crumbles to dust, live on television. There are no more cleaners to call. There are no more lies potent enough to invent. He has been utterly defeated, not by bombs or bullets, but by the truth, spoken by a dying man and carried by a relentless soldier. His control is broken. His legacy is rewritten in an instant, from master strategist to disgraced liar. Elias Thorne's mission was to expose the crash and the cover-up. But his uncle, Professor Julian, now steps into the spotlight to reveal the deeper, more profound legacy. On national television, Julian, validated after decades of being dismissed as eccentric, explains the staggering discovery they made in episode 4. The artifact wasn't just inert metal, it was a language, a complex code activated by the alien biology. And that code, that ancient signal, it contains symbols that demonstrably match iconography found in our own most ancient, prehistoric civilizations. He shows the proof, the symbol from the alien device. the identical symbol from a 5,000-year-old carving. This is the real revelation, the paradigm shift. The legacy of Roswell isn't just that they came here in 1947. It's the unavoidable implication that they, or perhaps others like them, have been here before, deep in our own forgotten past. The crash wasn't an invasion. It wasn't even a first contact. Perhaps it was a return, or maybe just another Tuesday for beings who have watched us for millennia. Professor Julian poses the question that hangs over everything, the question Blackwood perhaps feared most. And what of the man who started it all, the soldier who carried the burden? Elias Thorne doesn't wait for the congressional hearings or the book deals. He doesn't seek validation or fame. His mission is done. He just goes home. He returns to the one place on Earth where the impossible touched the mundane. He stands on the patch of dirt where Jed Croft first saw the debris, where his own life changed forever. This is the legacy of Roswell. Blackwood's elaborate lie is dead, exposed by the simple power of truth and conscience. But the ultimate truth he was so desperate to hide is infinitely bigger, more complex, and perhaps more unsettling than just a crashed ship and its crew. Here's my perspective. We've spent this entire series, and indeed the last 75 years, asking the wrong question. We focused on, did they crash? We debated, was it a balloon or a ship? We obsessed over the cover-up. We should have been asking, what did they leave behind? Not just the physical fragments, but the message. The signal, the real ancient signal, wasn't the crash itself. It was the glyph, the impossible connection, a message linking us to them, across gulfs of time and space we can barely comprehend, which leads us, inevitably, irrevocably, to the final, profound, unanswered question. If they were here before, woven into the very fabric of our oldest myths and symbols, does that mean they ever truly left? Or are they still out there, perhaps even here, watching, waiting, patiently observing as we struggle to finally decipher the ancient signals they left scattered in our past, signals pointing towards a shared history we have long forgotten? What do you think? What is the real legacy of Roswell? Was it an isolated, terrifying accident? Or was it the key, dropped carelessly or perhaps deliberately, to unlocking our entire human origin story, our true place in the cosmos? Let me know your final theories, your biggest takeaways from this investigation in the comments below. Our first deep dive is over, but the universe is full of signals waiting to be heard. If you want to continue this journey with us, if you want to keep deciphering these ancient signals together, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. The truth is out there. We just have to keep listening.